One of the things that many people write about, and there seems to be controversy, which is really silly because there's no reason for it, is this concept of the difference between folks who apply to become Survivor participants and those who are recruited. Well, one of the biggest misunderstandings when people use the term recruited is this idea that someone who is recruited is actually an actor who's brought in to be a particular way or personality on the show, known by somebody in the background, the casting folk, and is recruited to play this piece that they're missing. That's nonsense. There aren't actors who are brought in to be particular people. The whole idea, the whole concept of what makes Survivor work is that the participants are real. So let me talk about what those terms really mean. An applicant that people talk about is someone who applies to be on the show. That happens in many different ways. Mainly, people from all over the country go on to the website and they answer questions and produce a short video. I think the 3-minute maximum, might be down to 2, I can't remember, and send that in. And that gets evaluated by the casting folk, and they talk about how that person might fit in a particular mix for a particular season of the personalities that they are tentatively contemplating might work for what they have in mind. Another way in which people apply, but that others call being recruited, is someone may go to one of the casting calls that are held around the country. And so if someone shows up at a casting call and then somebody there recognizes something about their personality or about the way in which they are seen on camera when they're answering questions, they may then talk with them about being a part of the show. That's someone who's come there to apply and who's an applicant to the show, who then, in a different pathway than having sent in a questionnaire or videotape, finds a way on to become a participant. They're not recruited in the sense of that they were an actor. Similarly, if somebody comes to a casting call and they are driven there by their mother, and the mother's on the sidelines while they're interviewing or on tape or being evaluated, and somehow that mother catches the eye of a producer or somebody there, and they think, wow, she's compelling. They may ask her to sit in front of the camera and ask her questions the same as her son, or just talk to her about why the son is there, or etc. And that person could eventually become somebody interesting who is offered a position as a participant on the show. That's being recruited. Somebody who's there with somebody else and they've kind of recruited them to, come on, apply. But there's nothing untoward about those processes. You apply to the show, or you're seen as someone who ought to apply, and you're encouraged to apply, and you go through the process of being evaluated to see whether or not you're someone who's undefensive enough, sufficiently comfortable with yourself to be honest on tape, or all of the things that producers look for in a good Survivor player. Mostly genuine you, whatever that you is. And then they put those genuine yous in slots that they think might be bonding in certain cases, or repelling in other cases. Certainly putting the Navy SEAL Rudy and the Army gay guy Hatch on the same first season was designed to cause conflict. And as is the case often, from day one and 40 seasons later with producers and executives like Probst, whose egos, particularly as time has passed, have grown and get in the way. They don't know how these things will play out. And they don't know necessarily what's best for the show. The show, the game itself, I think, has succeeded in spite of their egos, in spite of the way in which their wealth has caused them to think of themselves as more valuable than those people who are playing the game, in spite of the fact that they mistreat those people who are playing the game in the ways that they do. And I'll call a spade, but when it comes to this whole idea of applicants versus being recruited, etc., don't get caught up in those terms and misunderstand things. There aren't people being recruited who were acting when they got put on the show to be a particular way. There aren't actors set in by producers to make the show look a particular way. That's not feasible, given the format of the show, given the actual suffering that takes place as the show unfolds, and given the way in which the show unfolds itself and is filmed. So don't be concerned about that. Those people who apply or are recruited are all applicants in one way or another who then find themselves on Survivor. For us. 80% of you who are listening to these videos have not subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe. Just hit the subscription button and hit the notification button, and you'll be informed when I have another video up for you to listen to. After you've subscribed, comment. Comment positively, comment negatively. No holds barred. Just say what you're thinking. That's what will make our exchange even more valuable. As I'm able, I'll create new videos responsive to that commentary. So like away, or dislike, on that rare occasion you may feel the need to do so. But either way, thank you.